fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at 4 of the Mighty Morphin Ninja Rangers from the Power Rangers Lightning Collection from Hasbro. So we have the Black Ranger, the Blue Ranger, the Pink Ranger, and the White Ranger. Red and Yellow are not out yet. They're going to be released later on. And these are all shared exclusives with Target and Hasbro Pulse, so they're mostly a Target exclusive, but Hasbro Pulse did have limited quantities available for pre-order when they were first revealed. But yeah, if you've been following these at all, you know that there have been a lot of problems with people finding these. Missing heads, missing hands, effect pieces in the package backwards, upside down, all kinds of crazy stuff going on here. I was lucky enough to actually get 4 complete intact ones. This one I actually found in stores, so I was able to check it. These 2 I got from Target online, and they surprisingly, miraculously arrived with everything intact. And then Pink I got from Hasbro Pulse, and she seems to have everything as well. But packaging's pretty standard here for Lightning Collection. Got some nice Tom Whalen artwork here on the side. You get a completely covered up face, kind of a half covered up face, and then a completely unmasked face here. Extra set of hands, an effect piece. Pretty much standard for all of these. Here is Pink. Now this is Kimberly. They are doing a Pink version with Catherine. That's also coming out around the same time as Red and Yellow. So that way if you want to have both, you certainly can. Here is Billy the Blue Ranger. And then we have Adam the Black Ranger. And we'll take a look at the product shot here on the back of all of these. So it looks like Tommy and Kim have the half-masked faces, and then Billy and Adam have the fully masked faces here on the back. So pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and get all 4 of these out of the packaging here, and then we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here they are out of the packaging. I decided to go with just kind of an array of the various mask configurations. Obviously, all of these guys come with the ability to do each of the 3 configurations. But here we have Adam, and I decided to leave him with the fully covered mask. I do like the fully covered mask. I also like that it has kind of the long tails back here, which I think is kind of neat. You can see we have the frog crest here. A little scuffed up, but not too bad. Really some nice paint applications. You have all the gold trim around this piece here on the shoulder, on the gauntlets here, down here on the like ankle bracers, I guess we'll call them. But yeah, for the most part, they're pretty good figures. A couple of problems, though. I don't really like the way they've done the arms here with these kind of like large cutouts. I understand that they had to do the elbows some way, but it just looks kind of jarring. I would say it probably looks the best on Adam because the black kind of hides it a little bit. But on some of the others, as I'll point out, it's really obvious and just kind of looks a little weird. But you do have head articulation. It's on a ball joint there, so you have kind of a hinge and a ball joint, so you have a little bit of movement there. And then he comes with this piece that you can put around his neck. And again, he does come with the other pieces, so if I just have him stand here for a moment, you have this completely unmasked head, which I have to say decently looks like Johnny Young Bosch. They did a pretty good job with that. I like that a lot. He's got the headband, nice little paint application up there. But yeah, overall, I think this head sculpt's pretty successful. And then he comes with this neck piece, so if you want to, this might actually be backwards, there we go. So you can have it sit like that, or you can use the partially masked face. So this actually gets used with either or of the other 2 heads. But either way, I think they both the heads there look pretty good. He comes with an effect piece here with this kind of like slashing chop piece. So he comes with kind of like a karate chop hand. You can switch the hands out pretty easily. I'll just go ahead and do it real quick. So you pop this hand in, and then you can attach this effect piece like so. So it kind of looks like he's, you know, swiping through the air with a nice karate chop there. So that's kind of cool. I like that. Pretty decent little effect piece there. I'm going to go ahead and put the fist back on like so. And then he also just kind of comes with an open hand over here, kind of like a opposing hand if you're going to put him in a cool stance. I unfortunately won't be putting him in many cool stances because I have some problems with joints here. You can see right away that the thigh swivels. A lot of space in there. Not really sure what that's about. I was hoping I would be able to kind of wiggle this back up, but not really. And the bottom part of his knee joint on this leg is solid. I don't even know if it's a separate piece of plastic. I'm sure it is. But it cannot bend at all. I've tried everything. I've tried to kind of cut around the seams. I thought maybe the plastic was kind of fused. And the thing that's kind of funny, it's not like it's a painted joint. Like a lot of times with NECA figures, you'll see painted joints and the paint makes the joints stick. That's not the case here. This is just all molded in black plastic, and I cannot get the bottom part of this knee to move at all. This one over here, no problem. But I guess let's run through all the articulation here. So again, you have a ball joint for the head as well as a hinge. You have a swivel here, kind of a hinge for the shoulder, as well as a swivel all the way around. You have a butterfly joint in there. It's a little limited. Now you have this kind of like extra cloth piece, like this is supposed to be kind of the inside part of the robe, and that can kind of move around. And also you kind of have to be careful as you use the bicep swivel if you want to kind of tuck that in to utilize the full hinge. So you have to be a little cognizant of that. But you can see the butterfly joint there. There's a pretty decent range of motion there. It's actually pretty good. Just have to be a little careful because you can actually rotate this piece around as well. So just kind of have to make sure you have things in the right position, especially before you want to kind of tuck that under there. He does have the double jointed elbow. Like I said, kind of got a decent little chunk out of it there. But it does look good when you have it actually bent. Like it actually works like that. And he's got double joints there. Of course, you have the swivel and the hinge and the wrist. You saw me change out the hand. You have a swivel here at the waist. I think there's an ab crunch as well, but it's kind of hidden. So this entire like front part, and really it's kind of like a vest. You can see it's all one piece and it's connected to the sash here. And this is all one solid piece that kind of goes over the normal body of the figure. So it's hard to see if he's got an ab crunch there. I would assume he does because all the other figures in the line do. But you can certainly utilize the waist swivel, no problem. This hip joint is also really tight on this guy. Not all of them are across all the figures. Out to the side, not too bad. You can see goes to about there. And it's kind of got that thing where it's got like the little hinge joint inside. So when you kick out to the side, and then when you kind of bring this back down, then you kind of have to like push it back up a little bit. So you can see I got the thigh swivel there, but definitely large gap. I don't know what's going on with that, but it can swivel. And then I'll have to use this one because this one can actually bend. So you got the double jointed knees there. And then you do have a boot swivel down here. And then you have a hinge in the ankle as well as a rocker side to side. So he's got good articulation, and honestly, for the most part, I think the paint looks pretty sharp. Even the little head crest emblem there. And you can kind of see the eyes are painted in there. It's very difficult to see. But they kind of are. It's just very difficult to see. But you even have all the paint and everything goes all the way around, comes around to the back, which of course you'd expect. But yeah, I mean, honestly, the paint applications I think are pretty sharp. And overall, I think the build of the figure is pretty good, with the exception of the elbows. I think that's just a lot of space missing there. I understand it's hard to do when you have these kind of like thick-armed, like because of how baggy these robes are, or these costumes, whatever you want to call them. They had to figure out a way, but it makes it very apparent that chunk is missing because kind of the whole sleeve is supposed to be baggy. And then again, just these thigh swivels are so much gap space in there. And then of course with my knee not really working properly. But I do appreciate that you get the 3 different mask options. I appreciate the effect piece. I actually think that's kind of neat. So for the most part, as long as you can get one that doesn't have the same QC issues mine does, I think he's a pretty solid little figure. Let's move on to Billy. Now, I would say, honestly, they all have the exact same articulation. Even Kim has double jointed elbows, which is nice, because female figures don't always. So we'll kind of be just kind of taking a look at cosmetic things with most of these. So I've gone ahead and given him the fully unmasked head. It's not bad. It's not the best likeness, but it could be worse. Again, I like the bandana. I think all the paint applications are good. You can see that the wolf symbol on mine is kind of a little scuffed. So I'm just going to say he was in a fight. But again, the gold trim, all really sharp. All the paint applications on all of these pieces with the gold, I think, look really good. He's got the same articulation. Both of his knee joints work on both legs, which is always appreciated. So he looks pretty good. Now for accessories, again, he comes with the 2 head options. So he's got the somewhat or half-masked face as well. He's got the karate chop hand. And then he's actually got kind of a like nifty, another kind of karate pose hand, but how this one works. And I don't think this is, we've seen an effect piece like this before. I don't think this is going to fit on this hand. I think you're supposed to pop this off. If I can get this to come out, there we go. And then you pop in this posing hand. Can I do this? There we go. Really nice and snap in there. And then you can kind of put this one on this hand. It's meant to fit inside there. Although it doesn't stick that great. Unless I'm just completely putting this on the wrong hand, which is possible. Is it supposed to go on this fist? See, the fists seem too big for it. So yeah, I feel like it's got to go on this hand. But it doesn't stay all that well. But anyway, it's supposed to be kind of like, you know, he's punching through the air. So, again, we've seen things like this before, so it's not super new. But it doesn't really seem to want to fit on most of the hands that he comes with. There we go. Pop that back in. So, but it is a cool effect piece. And I don't think it's really going to fit on the chopping hand. But you could use this chopping hand and give him Adam's accessory. So, you know, they could share the accessories. You could put, like, all 4 of them. The one thing I will say is kind of neat. They each come with one unique effect piece. And technically, you could load up one character with all 4 of them. And maybe I'll do that at the end because it'll probably look hilarious. But, yeah. So, I think Billy looks all right. Again, I think the gold trim is really sharp. And blue is my favorite color. So, I think, you know, the blue looks really good. I wish the wolf symbol there wasn't so scuffed, but I mean, from the distance, I think it looks fine. Just when you get really close. But yeah, he's pretty good. I'm just happy that all of his joints work. So moving on to Kim, obviously she's got kind of a smaller frame. She's got the double jointed elbows still, which is nice. But the chunk of plastic that's missing, like, her elbows look so weird when you look at them like this. I mean, that is just ridiculously thin in that one spot. So like I said, certain ones look better than others. I think hers look the worst. But again, when you get it to bend, it looks fine. Well, even that does look a little... Hers are not as successful. Let's see if I bend it like this. Yeah, even that still looks a little weird. So, again, the elbows, not the best part of these figures. They work. They're functional. They just... I think that looks a little awkward there. But again, I think she probably came out the best as far as the symbol here. That crane symbol looks really nice and sharp. I have her with the half-concealed face, but of course she does also come with the fully concealed face and the fully unmasked face. This is okay. I mean, the hair is all right. Obviously, that's going to hinder the head posability a little bit because you got that hair. But, I mean, it doesn't really look like Amy Jo all that much. It's not bad. You can see the pink from her headband is starting to bleed onto her forehead there a little bit. So that's unfortunate. She also comes with some hands. She's got a posing hand here. And then we have a karate chop hand as well. She actually comes with this accessory, which I think this is brand new to the line. It's actually meant to clip onto the foot. So you kind of snuggle the foot in there. And then it kind of looks like, you know, she's kicking out to the side. And that's kind of cool. I think that's neat. I mean, one, I like seeing new effect piece accessories. And two, it's something new. It's not just repainting one we've seen 100 times before. They're giving us something new, so I appreciate that. And it kind of works. It kind of works. It's not bad. So I appreciate that being something new. Otherwise, you can see she also has kind of a sash here in the front that none of the guys have. And it doesn't really hinder her waist movement or anything like that. So you just have to be careful because you can't really grab here and then try to turn the figure because that's going to turn with it. Because again, it's all part of the vest piece. The vest, the sash here, and then this front hanging piece. Otherwise, she's got pretty much all the same joints. Her butterfly joint doesn't seem to move as much as the guys, but it does move a little bit. Same, ball joint and hinge for the neck. The wrist and everything is the same. She can, her hips are the same as all the others. I will say, though, that starting at the thighs, they don't look like... And I hope this isn't the case, but it looks like they gave her a female frame for everything for here, and then we're like, well, they're similar enough, just give her guy legs. And I don't know if that's exactly what happened, but they seem pretty similar. I mean, definitely the detailing is different here on the boots, because you can see everyone else only has 2 diamonds and she gets 3. But I don't know, you can kind of see that, like, starting from the thigh cut down, it just looks thicker. Like her legs suddenly, like, especially over here, you can see it really doesn't, like, contour. So I don't know, maybe it just looks weird to me. But it wouldn't surprise me if, to save money, they just used the guy frame legs. I don't know. But like I said, definitely the boot's different down here because she has the 3 triangles, or diamonds rather. But she's got the boot swivel there. She's got the hinge and rocker like everybody else. I think her feet are different. Her feet are definitely smaller. So maybe just from here to here, they recycled, and then they did like a whole new boot and ankle and foot. I don't know. But she's got all the same double jointed knee action and everything. But ultimately, I think she looks good. I think they did a pretty good job with her. Just those elbows. But like I said, that's a constant problem. Can I get her to stand here? Does she want to hang out? She's probably going to fall over. I find she wants to fall over more than any of the others. So you just kind of have to make sure you get the posability on the feet right. All right, last but not least, we have Tommy. And I think this is funny because I got all 3 of these in the mail. This is the one that I got in the store. I went through like 10 to 15 and tried to find the best one. And he's still a little rough. Especially here in the arms. You can see like that little thing, and there's some scuffs up here and some marks. And again, I'm not one to quibble about tiny little QC things, but they start to add up, and I almost feel like I'm getting him like secondhand. Like, it feels like he's been played with and dirtied by somebody else before I even got him. Just because, especially here in the arms, like I said, that weird like plastic mark and the scuffs, and again, it's not a huge complaint, but I went through a lot in the store, and he was the best one. A lot of the alternate heads had problems on the ones I found in the store. But again, you have the vest is at piece, and it's got the sash, and then he's got all the same articulation as the others. I went with the half concealed mask here. Here is his fully concealed mask, which is not too bad. Again, you can see the eyes kind of painted underneath there. And then here is his fully unmasked head. Not too bad. Not too bad. He comes with 2 kind of karate chop hands. This one's a little different than this one. I think they all kind of came with a karate chop hand and then like some kind of stylized posing hand. His falcon crest looks pretty good. All the gold trim and everything I think looks really sharp. And then he's really got all the same articulation as everyone else. His joints are pretty good though. And then for his effect piece, he also has one for the foot, but it actually kind of like slides onto the edge of his boot. So I guess like you have it like he's kicking. I don't know. That's a weird one. I think he's just got kind of a weird. I don't know what this one's. I guess this is trailing. Maybe if I angle this, it'll look less awkward. I don't know. But like I said, I can try to give him... Let's see if I can give him all of them. Just because this would be kind of hilarious. So this just kind of looks like he's flying on these. I don't know what's going on with that. But if we give him the... Let's get his karate chop hand going. It's like the effect piece Gestalt Warrior. And then let me give him Adams. So that can go on there. And then, I don't think this, I'll just try to jam it on here because I really don't know that this fits on any one of the hands any better than any of the others, but there you go. Let me zoom out here so you can, he's got all the effect pieces, he's punching and kicking everybody all at the same time. So I'll have to kind of hold, I don't know why this one doesn't really grasp on. It doesn't really grasp on. But maybe if I just balance it. There you go. So he is, you can, I mean, I think that's kind of cool. It's neat that they all came with their own individual effect piece, and you could actually have someone use all 4 of them at the same time. Now, granted, this pose is absolutely ridiculous, but it is possible. You can give someone all 4 effect pieces at the same time, and that's kind of cool. I think that's kind of neat. Because they could have very easily just done 1 or 2 and give everyone, you know, one or the other. And they came up with 4 different ones, so I think that's kind of cool. I don't know what red and yellow are going to come with. It's very conceivable that they would come with 1 or 2 of these, like, you know, reuse these, but maybe we'll get 2 more individual ones. Probably not, but even just to get 4, I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty neat. So yeah, that's it for these guys. I think they're pretty good for the most part. It's just a shame that they have been bogged down with such QC issues. Because, I mean, if you've seen some of the pictures I've seen online, it's wild. I mean, I've seen ones where the tray is backwards, upside down, missing all of the extra heads, missing extra hands, missing effect pieces. I mean, it runs the gamut. Just about every single thing you can think of. And that's just bizarre to me. I don't know why the QC problems have all of a sudden just gone ballistic on the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. But if you can find these with everything intact, I think they're good figures. I think it's cool that Hasbro gave us the Ninjetti outfits, because that's something we didn't really see. I mean, maybe back in the day from Bandai when they first came out, but certainly not in the 6-inch line. And for the most part, I think they look good. The paint applications are pretty sharp. You know, all the gold trim looks really nice. The, like, wrist and ankle bracers, gauntlets, whatever you want to call those, are all pretty sharp. The fact that they actually gave us 3 different head options for each figure is pretty impressive. Because they could have easily just done, you know, this one comes with this one or this one comes with that one. But they actually gave you all 3 options for every figure, and that's pretty impressive. They came up with, you know, 4 unique effect pieces. And, you know, each one utilizes a different limb. So that's kind of cool. You could actually have one person use all 4 like I showed off. So if it wasn't for the QC issues, I would say these would be pretty great. Just got to make sure you find one that doesn't have a problem. Like I said, my Adam, between the thigh swivel having those huge gaps and his one knee joint being completely locked. The other 3 seem pretty much intact. Like I said, I haven't had too many problems with their joints or anything. I still think that the elbow joints on these are done kind of weird. But again, I don't know what they would have done differently. I mean, you need elbow joints, and the fact that they're... I mean, short of like making them out of cloth, and that way that you'd have a joint underneath, but they're not going to do that. So I don't really know how they would have fixed it, but they do look a little weird. Kim's elbows especially look a little weird, which is kind of a shame. But otherwise, they're kind of cool. Like I said, they're going to be Target exclusives at this point, so check your local stores. Check Target. I don't think Target.com, and I especially don't think Hasbro Pulse have them up anymore. But they should be pretty widely available at Target stores. I've been seeing, like, you know, they'll get a case of all Tommy, or they'll get a case of all Kim, or you know. So we'll see how it goes. But hopefully whoever wants these can find them. And, yeah, not too bad. Not spectacular. Like I said, my Tommy definitely has some worn spots. I'll just pretend he's seen a lot of action. He's been in a lot of battles. But yeah, a lot of good points. Not perfect, but a lot of good points. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Have you found these guys anywhere? Who's your favorite? Are you having QC issues like mine? Have you had even worse things? You know, what have you found in the stores? Have you seen any crazy stories about upside down, backwards, missing accessories, that kind of stuff? Let me know in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.